the computer. There we go. Okay, now we're ready. So yeah, I'm so glad that you guys are able to hop on, and we have a lot to go through. So it's okay if at the end you feel a little like, whoa, we've covered a lot of things. That's why I wanted to have a packet that you could have to jot down notes, to review, and just be able to go back through everything and go, okay, what did we talk about? Or, oh, I remember her saying something about that. How did that work? So we'll work through it together. We may take a break in the middle and let you, potty or get up and move your legs. But if we're doing good, we'll just push on through. So let me share my screen. That way I can just visually, we can have it in front of us, even as y'all have it there. Let's see. I'm learning how to do presentations. Woohoo! Aren't we fancy? So yeah, so these topics, we kind of have 4 parts that we're going to go through. We're going to talk about getting organized, getting your home office just ready to go, money and tax management. We'll talk about establishing clientele. What does that look like? Building a business for life. For me, that is like the most important, is that you're not just trying to always start over, but that you build something that takes on a life of its own, and that is deep and wide and abundant through the seasons of life. And then lastly, benefits and rewards. What are different things that you can take advantage of here in Mary Kay? So that's what we're going to talk through. And we're going to start with the money part. So I'm sorry, not the money part, the organization part. So this page is just a space where you can jot down some notes and some comments on what will really help you to be organized. And thankfully, we don't need a whole lot anymore. We're pretty much paperless, except for, I do like to work with like my tracking sheets and my calendar on paper, but like receipts and sales slips and all that stuff, you don't have to do anymore, which is really nice. So what you need for your home office, ideally a printer. If you have a printer that will print, even if it doesn't print in color, a printer is a huge help. I don't expect someone to go buy a printer tomorrow for their Mary Kay business, but that would be a top of the list goal. It's just easier. I do want to make sure you guys know, though, that we have an amazing relationship with FedEx Office. And so if you need to print things in color that you're going to like laminate or like use repeatedly, you can upload things to the FedEx Office and get a really great rate. We pay like 60% off. So minimal pricing to print things. And so I now have a printer that prints like super cheap color printing. And so I do it here, but I did it at FedEx for a long time. And if you want to set that up to be able to do that, and it doesn't have to be Mary Kay stuff. You can print anything. It's just, you go through the Mary Kay website to do that. You're going to find that in Mary Kay in Touch. And if you go to the far left side where it says orders, go down to MK Connection, or I'm sorry, Mary Kay approved vendors is what it is. Mary Kay approved vendors. FedEx Office is there, and you can request to get a login. It takes a couple days, but you'll get your login, and then you can log into FedEx Office through Mary Kay in Touch and print stuff. And they can ship it to you, or you can go pick it up depending on where you live. So that's a really awesome resource. Just, I want to make sure you're aware of. Amazing pricing. So you do want to have a printer, obviously a computer, and then outside of that, some sort of way that you can have a few file folders. You don't need a ton, but there's a couple papers that you are going to keep for tax purposes. And so if you have a few file folders to keep these things in, this is what you'll want to hold on to. Number 1, you want to keep your packing slips. So when your boxes arrive and you open up and they have those white pieces of paper inside, just grab those and put them in a file folder that says packing slips. When you file your taxes each year, you're going to pull some information off of those for your taxes, and then you can file it away with your tax information each year. So packing slips would be a file folder. Weekly accomplishments would be another file folder that you want to have. And the reason you want the weekly accomplishment sheet is that is where you have your sales totals that as you fill that out, it tallies up, and you don't have to add up how much did I sell for the entire year. It does it for you. So we're going to talk about the weekly accomplishment sheet and where to find that here in a few minutes, but one folder will be for the weekly accomplishment sheet. Got to jot a note here that came to my mind, something I don't want to forget to tell you. Okay, so that is something you'll need, is just a couple file folders. And then with your receipts, as you have purchases that you make, whether it's at the post office or different pens or headbands, just something that you buy that's not from Mary Kay, you want to be able to save those receipts in one of two formats. You can put them in file folders and like save them that way, or you can take a picture of that and save it in your computer or in your Dropbox and have a virtual record of all your receipts and throw the receipts away. That's what I like to do. So I use a virtual file folder. I just have a Dropbox account, and I started a Mary Kay folder, and each year, so 2022, I just, on your phone, if you use the Dropbox app, you can scan the receipt right into that folder. And you're just going to put what the receipt was for, and then you have a record of it. You can throw the receipts away. So I don't like a lot of paper and piles that I have to sort through. So that's how I do it. You can keep the receipts if that's easier for you or whatever, but I like to just take a picture and throw them away. Because as we're going to talk about next, any expense that you incur for your Mary Kay business, whether it's big or small, is a tax deduction. And tax deductions are good. They're going to help you out on your taxes. So those are the main things that are handy to have. As you move forward, you may want a ring light. Dun, dun, dun. It's the difference between this and this. So if you find that you start to do videos or recordings, having a ring light can be handy. I think mine was $15. It wasn't expensive. But that would be something you can consider as you move forward, just a thought to think about. And yeah, that's the main stuff. That's the main stuff. A couple websites that are supportive for running your business is, the first one is called Pirate Ship. Pirateship.com is a place where you can, if you're going to ship a package from your home, you can set up a free account with them and you get a discounted price. And you can even print the label off right there at home and tape it onto your package to ship, where you don't have to go to the post office and wait in line. You don't have to pay as much money. It saves you a lot of money. So pirateship.com is one of my favorite websites that allows me to save money, and then I don't have to go to the post office. I can just put it in my box and the people take it away, or I can drop it in one of the drop boxes around town, but you don't have to go inside and wait in line. Here in Dallas, the lines are long at the post office, so I avoid at all costs. So those are kind of resources for you of things that can help you just to feel prepared and have what you need. Any questions so far? Okay, pretty self-explanatory on that. The next page is the page that has the list of all your tax deductions. So I love this list because it gives you one piece of paper that has everything that you can save receipts for to write off on your taxes. So Accounting Unlimited is a company out of Indiana that has worked with many Mary Kay people over the years. I do not personally have them do my taxes. I just like their worksheets. So each year when you do your taxes, you're going to print one of these off and you're just going to gather the expenses you have for each of these categories. And some may not apply. You may not have let's see, you may not have interest on a loan or credit card. You may not pay dry cleaning fees. So these are just a full list of potential tax deductions. The main ones that are important are going to be having your total sales, which the next thing we're going to talk about is how do I put that in? Where do I record that? How does that all work? So we're going to get there next. But the other thing that you're going to use is those packing slips. If you guys remember, I mentioned you're going to have a file folder for your packing slips. On those packing slips, there's 4 things that they tell you right at the very top. If you look at the 3rd line on this sheet where it says section 1 purchases, put a little star next to section 1 purchases, and in parentheses it says from packing slips. So that's one of those bits of information that's coming off of your packing slips that you get to take a tax deduction on, how much you spent on buying product. Then about halfway down, you'll see, where is it? Where did the second one go? Oh man, they always update this thing. About halfway down where it says sales tax paid, star that one. That one's coming off of your packing slips. And then about 2/3 of the way, you'll see freight expense and section 2. They're right next to each other and they both say from packing slips. Those 4 numbers you will get off of your packing slips at the end of the year. And so you don't have to come up with those numbers. You just add up each of your packing slips, get a total, and that's the deduction you get to take because you're paying freight on those orders and you're purchasing maybe some samples or some catalogs. That's what section 2 is. Section 2 is things you can't sell, things that you use as a demo or as a sample or a supply or something. So that is from your packing slips, what you'll want to keep. The other main deductions as a Mary Kay girl is going to be your house and your car. Good news, you work from home. So your home is now a tax deduction, part of it. So when you look at the bottom of this sheet and you see office in-home expenses, those are where you can literally tally all of your utilities for the year, your rent or your mortgage payments, your real estate taxes, homeowners insurance. And then what happens is however much of a portion of your home your Mary Kay business is utilizing, you get to write off of that portion of all of those expenses. So if your little office is 10% of your home, you get to write off 10% of all of your housing expenses. You had those expenses anyway, but now Mary Kay gives you extra money back. Yay! So the way that you're gonna figure that up is if you know the square footage of your house, you've got that total amount, and then what is the square footage of the office space where you work. Now, you don't have to stay in there when you work. It's not like, don't leave your office. It's more about where are you going to have your like hub? Where's your desk, your storage stuff, just your space. Now, when I first started, we had a 2-bedroom apartment and my office, it wasn't even an office, but my office was in the guest bedroom and it was all in there together. And so when it's shared with a sleeping space, you can only write off the portion around your desk, 3 feet behind and around your desk, as well as the path from the desk to the front door. You get to write off the walking path and then your desk area. If your desk is in a room that's more of a office or a den or something that's not kitchen, bed, bathroom, then that whole room you can write off. Just how the tax thing works. So if you can, put your office in a separate area that's not a bedroom or bathroom, doesn't have its own standalone purpose, and then you get to write off the whole room plus the path from the office to the front door, because they're assuming you might have somebody come in and meet with you and you're having to walk in and out. It's weird, but it's great. So just think of that time of measuring as you're getting money back. So now this sheet is something you can give to an accountant or you can work off of when you file your taxes, because it's going to just be a percentage of, okay, 10% of my home is used for Mary Kay stuff now. So 10% of my mortgage and utilities and homeowners insurance and all that will be written off. I'm not a CPA, so I don't know exactly how that all works, but I know what to tell you to grab a hold of information wise. And we have a lot of Mary Kay connections with accountants and things. So if you need some help when it comes to tax time next year, we'll definitely help. The other one besides your home is your car. Now we're a more virtual world than we used to be. It used to be that to do Mary Kay, you kind of had to leave your house. And so you were driving to meet people all the time. It's a little different now. You may not drive as much. I definitely don't drive as much as I used to. But if you do go meet someone or you go drop off a product to someone or a sample, if you go to the post office or you go to Walmart, anytime you drive and it's because of Mary Kay stuff, you want to track those miles. So I literally just have a little notebook in my car. It's a little notebook. It has my starting miles for the year, or for you guys, for when you're starting your business, you're going to put the starting miles. Anytime you drive, for Mary Kay, just put the date and the number of miles you drove and what was the purpose. Now, and then you're gonna have all those tax deductions that you get to keep. So if, let's say, you're driving to your job and you're getting to work where they're paying you, but you happen to be delivering a product as well. The way it works tax-wise is you're going to drive to work. You don't track those miles because you're going to get paid and they're going to pay you for your job. When you get done with work, hand the person the product or drive and drop it to them or whatever. And then you can track your miles home because you took off your work hat, you put on your Mary Kay hat. So if you're doing a delivery on the job, just do it afterward and you can track your miles home for tax deduction. And they just increased our the mileage reimbursement that the taxes people have to do for us. So it's more money back in our pockets now than ever. So even 1 mile is worth recording. That's more than $1 back when you get the way the taxes thing works for mileage reimbursement. So if you're going to the grocery store and you're going to pick up some headbands for customers or some washcloths, as long as you purchase the Mary Kay part of your trip on a separate receipt, which we're going to talk about money management here in a minute. So you'll have a separate place for those monies anyway, a separate card. You can track that trip, round trip. If you buy something Mary Kay related while you're running the grocery store and getting family stuff, pay for it on a separate transaction, and then you can write off that whole trip to and from the store. Same with the post office. If you go there, but you're shipping out some Mary Kay as well, but like I told you, you shouldn't have to go inside anymore for that, but you can write off that trip. So especially with the price of gas right now, any money we can get back in our pockets is a win. So that's how you want to do your vehicle. So just have a little notebook in your car, track whatever you do that's Mary Kay driving. And then at the end of the year, you'll be able to total up how many miles on your car were Mary Kay related. And then you can write off a portion of the expenses you had on your car, or you can get money back for mileage. The accountants are the ones that usually figure that up. Which one's better? Do you want to take a percentage of your expenses or do you want to just take straight miles? But if you have the information, you're good, you're ready, you're prepared. So that's how to kind of get organized tax-wise. These are the receipts to keep. You can put them in a file folder, or you can just take a picture and like upload it onto your computer to save for later. But these are all the deductions. So your business should not cost you money in taxes until you earn a free car. This first little while, when you're just selling and building up your business, you're going to get money back on your taxes because of all the deductions. Your life becomes a tax deduction. You'll see cell phones on here, internet, because you're using those things to do your business. So it's pretty cool. Any questions on this, guys? Welcome, Kelly. I'm glad you're here.
Hot minute to figure out how to find you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. We have, oh, I just saw that you texted. I'm so sorry. I was all teaching away.
Oh, it's okay.
It is recorded, so you can catch the first few minutes.
Yes.
You go back. All right. So yes, Elizabeth.
The difference between like how much
It's cutting in and out. I can't hear you.
Let's try again. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. like I'm like buying products for myself, and so that I'm not bringing any income in on that. So how does that, do I need to figure out the difference of how much money I'm bringing in compared to I don't know how to explain how.
Yeah. So if you do not ever take a profit, you do not have to file taxes. If you don't put money in your family bank account and you just maybe use profits for your own products, that's totally okay. Now, depending on how detailed you like to get, you can still benefit from tax deductions, even if you're not making a ton of profit. You might think about it like, maybe I'll file it because it looks like a loss. You're not, you're getting your products free or whatever, but you can still benefit from the tax deductions, but you're not required to file unless you profit at least $400 coming into your family's bank account over and above your expenses. Does that help? Okay. And so what this sheet helps with, especially, I mean, hopefully you'll know if you've put some money into your family account, but this sheet, that's where it'll ask, what was your total sales? What was your total purchases for the year? How much product you have on your shelf? So it can figure out through those pieces of information, okay, she ordered this much, she sold this much. So it shows you, if you had extra money that was for your family on its own. So, all right, let's go to the next page here. I want to talk about the money management part of how does this all work? When people are paying me, what do I do with the money? How do I keep this all separate? Because to have tax deductions and to run a business that's legit, you want that money in a separate bank account. It's super important to have a separate bank account. That way that money is going in and out over there. Your funds are not getting mixed. You can take your tax deductions. It's just better. And so you can open a free checking account anywhere you want. It's whatever bank you like to use. You don't need a business account. So you don't have to have anything fancy, fees, nothing. You are a sole entrepreneur. And so you can just get whatever your bank offers. That's free. I like to have it all at the same bank so I can do online banking, all about it. But just open up a bank account for your Mary Kay. And that's where when people pay you, whether it's Zelle, Venmo, PayPal, credit card, cash, check, Cash App, what's going to happen is all the money that people pay you is going to be deposited into that one bank account. So that's the goal, is people are paying you and you put it all into that bank account. And then the key, if you want to jot this down, is that you're going to split the money, all the deposits that go in, you're going to get your total. And let's say it's $1,000. You're going to go $1,000 times 0.6, and 60% of the money that people pay you is for your product orders. Our recommendation is do a 60-40 split where 60% is going to Mary Kay and Touch orders. So when you order the products that people are getting, or you're restocking what you sold, it covers shipping. If you want to grab a few samples or little gifty things, if you split the money people pay you and put 60% aside for inventory orders, that will keep you going. That will get the products that you need. Whether you have inventory on hand or not, it'll keep you where you are, get you the products you need for people. And then the 40% that's left is the money that's available for your family. So you can use a spreadsheet. You can use a program like Every Dollar, which is a Dave Ramsey thing where you can assign categories to your money. But what you need to know is, okay, all my deposits for my sales are this much times 0.6. Now that money is earmarked for Mary Kay and Touch. You're going to place orders and you're going to use that 60%. If you want to boost your products, let's say you want to grab a few extras because you see people are constantly ordering those and you're like, I want to get a couple on hand, or you just want some things that are new, whatever it may be, you can take more than 60%. If you wish to, you could take 70% or 80%. Don't do that all the time. You want to save money for your family, but 60% is enough to get the products you sold. It's enough just to survive, get the money that or the products you sold, pay for the shipping, any samples and sales aids, catalogs, things like that. With the 40%, if you have to purchase something, maybe pay a little bit of shipping. Let's say you're shipping a product to someone, or you may not, you may charge your customer shipping, but if there's a sample somebody wants, or you send a card or whatever, you may save a few dollars of that 40% to use for some small expense, or if you do something in person where you need pens or clipboards, there could be expenses like that, but mostly the 40% is then going to be transferred into your family budget. So the 40% that's left is called your profit. 60% is called inventory. 40% is profit, and that's your profit margin, so that your business will run itself. So we're taking that 10% that Mary Kay does give you. They give you 50%, but we're saying set aside that extra 10% to cover the shipping, so that you're not having to go, oh my gosh, I had to pay for the shipping out of my budget. Nope. If you put 60% over from your sales, you'll be able to run the products you need. And then 40% you can take for your family. And I would highly recommend get into a rhythm where you're doing this weekly. Now, if you're not doing a whole lot with your business, and maybe you're only doing something once a month, that's okay, no problem. You don't have to pretend, but if you're fairly regularly serving women and having people on sessions and doing that, you'll need to each week just stop, check your bank account, transfer money from all the different places that you accept money, and then divide it. So you're like, okay, when I order, this is how much money I have, and this is my profit, and transfer that to your family, or hand your husband the cash out of the bank. Hey babe, this is from my profits. Let's, go out to dinner. It's really important that you have the opportunity to show your family the blessings. If you're, using it to get your own products free, that's good too. That counts. That's a savings in your budget, and that's all right. Just make sure that you're noting, all right, 60% for inventory, 40%, this is my money. I can use it to get my own products. I can transfer it into our budget. That's your profit, is that 40%. Does that all make sense? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So, yes, I recommend whether you get a program like, one of those money programs, or just a spreadsheet where you can, when you check your bank account on, let's say you do it on Sundays, check all your accounts, and you can go, okay, I transferred 35 from Venmo. I transferred 50 from ProPay. I have $75 in check deposits. Get your total. You can just total it up on your spreadsheet of all of your deposits, and then go, okay, I have $250 times 0.6. All right, I've got this much for inventory times 0.4. I've got this much for profit. You can literally just do it on a spreadsheet if you want, and just put the date, July 9th, $249, this much for inventory, this much for profit, and just run it that way if that's an easy place to start. So I'm very passionate. I did not run my money well early on. I just kind of flew by the seat of my pants, which was okay, but I had to learn. And for y'all who are coming, like, I was very quickly running for like full-time leadership position. And so, the money was kind of growing very quickly, but I want the women of our tribe to be sure you know where your money is, and that you're getting even that $20. Take that for your family. And that you always feel like you know how much you have to order. So you don't order too much and you don't order too little. So here's a few to-dos. Now that we talked about organizing what you need for your business and money and taxes, here's what you want to be doing. Set up your bank account. Get that set up so that as quickly as possible, you're not fueling your business from your family bank account. Just too messy, and it's not good for taxes after those first few months. You got to get started. That's okay, but get that bank account open, and set a time that you can look at your money each week or every other week, depending on how much you're doing. Just when are you typically home? Y'all, I have little kids, so honestly, I do my budget on Friday nights at 8:00. I am usually home on the couch. Kids are in bed at 8:00 on Friday nights. And so it's not exciting. It's not sexy, but that's what I do because I know I'm usually home. Of course, if we travel or something, I'll change it. But I have that regularity of, okay, that's when I sit down and look at my bank account. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes. Sometimes it takes 30. But anyway, pick a time. And then 2, start saving your receipts. Keep anything you spend for Mary Kay stuff. You can take a picture and put it into Dropbox, or you can just save them. Number 3, put a notebook in your car so that if you do drive, you can jot it down. If you'd rather put it on your phone on a note or something, that's fine. Whatever works for your brain. I kind of have to see the notebook sitting there so that I remember to write down my miles. So I just use a notebook. And then get your office ready. Just make sure you kind of have the different stuff ready to go. That's not too hard these days, but that's from the first session, what you need to know and what to be doing. Any questions so far?
No.
All right, well, let's move to section 2 then. This is more fun. That first stuff, you kind of got to know it, but this is where we get more fun. Establishing clientele. So the first thing people want to talk about usually is, how do I find customers? And can I build customers and not be weird? Those are the 2 things. Like, I want some, but I don't want to be weird. Can I have both of those? Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you, you can reach out to people. You can build a clientele without being annoying or weird. And Elizabeth, you're far enough down this road. You've seen a little bit of that. You're like, yes, I've built some customers and I haven't been weird. Kelly, you're brand new. You haven't done a lot yet, although you have your first person signed up for a session. Yay. And Alicia, you had your launch party and that's where you're at. So you're each in a different place with this, but it is important if you want to just grow clients to have a base, whether it's a small base or you have dreams of something bigger, reaching out to people is a key way to do that. Personal contact with people is going to do 10 times more than just posting and mass messaging. There's a place for that. I love social media. It's a great way to communicate. But if you're like, I really want to really get lots of results from my time, then you want to reach out to people. So I'm going to talk with you about some rules of thumb of what to do, what not to do in learning how to reach out to people. And it's a little bit new for most people. You know, Kelly, you have a lot of, well, you and Alicia both have a lot of experience with businesses and having done some things. So you may have some things you've learned, but I'm going to give you my 3 do's and 3 don'ts. And hopefully this can help. Don't, where's I deleted my notes. I want to make sure I've saved this in the right order. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm so sorry. Can I get to that? Are y'all seeing my screen? It look all weird now? Okay, that's okay. Let me just, let me get into this so that way I tell you in the right order. Here we go. Okay. So can you see the packet still, or are you seeing my stuff? You're seeing my stuff.
I see is the canva.com.
Oh, okay. Okay. I am going to print this page here that I just printed out. That way, I don't mess y'all up. All right, let me go back and see if I can share this right. Thank you guys for your patience. This is a new format I'm learning. Okay, is that better? Back to normal?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the first thing that I want to encourage you not to do is when you reach out to someone about your business, don't word vomit. Don't word vomit. Sometimes in our desire to be like authentic and not be sneaky feeling or, you know, pushy, we use lots of words and we're women. So we're like, I want to say all the things and make sure they understand the whole process. And the heart behind that is good, but a confused mind, an overwhelmed mind does nothing. It freezes and it goes, I'll read this later. So you don't want to send someone a message to where they're like, whoa, that was a lot. You want to be conversational. You want your reach out to have a sense of a back and forth to it. And so by sharing enough information that they understand what you're asking, but not feel totally overwhelmed, that's a magical spot. And I'm going to actually show you here in a page or two what that means. What does that look like? How would you do that? But just start by thinking, don't word vomit. The second thing not to do is don't end a message. If you reach out to someone and you want to engage with them, or you want to invite them to a session or ask for their help with your Pearl calls, don't say, let me know. Let me know are the words of death. It's a little extreme, I know. All right. Let me know puts it in their hands and leaves you feeling stuck, because now you got to wait for them to let you know. There's a better way.
Yeah.
Not pushy, but there's a better way. And then the third thing I always recommend, and this one's pretty self-understanding, but I don't recommend reaching out to people that you haven't talked to in like 15 years and suddenly, hey, I'm doing Mary Kay. Do you want to be in my group? There are ways that you can appropriately reconnect with people, but that can sometimes feel a little tiresome. You know, you've probably gotten those messages from people. Hey, girl, it's been a long time, but I just started something new. That's the first way that you kind of go, oh, you know, it just doesn't feel authentic. It feels like you're being cornered. So those are my 3 don'ts. Don't word vomit. Don't say, let me know. And don't message someone you haven't spoken to in years, unless you handle it in a really good way, which I'm going to tell you next. So do's, what are the do's? Number 1, my recommendation, if you're reaching out to someone to engage Mary Kay, be direct. So that just means you don't have to beat around the bush. Go right in with your message. Hey, Alicia, I was thinking about you today because boom, 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 whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then at the end, you can say, how are you guys? It looks like your family's doing really well. Or I saw that you started a new job. You can do some of the pleasantries and like friendship stuff, but do it after you make the request of the reason you're messaging them. Without getting into all the science, people appreciate that more, and they feel they trust you more if you get straight to the point and then you engage as a friend versus, hey girl, how are you? How's your family? Well, by the way, it just feels not as natural, not as real. So be direct. Number 2, sound like you. If you reach out to people, just use your own kind of words. You don't ever have to copy paste something. I'm going to give you some resources, but make sure that your heart is coming through and that you're not just copy pasting what Jess says or what Susie says, because people can feel that if it doesn't sound like Kelly. The third thing, my most important do, is ask very simple questions and end your message with a question. This is how we avoid the word vomit thing. You're going to give enough information that they understand what you're asking, and then you end with a very simple question. And I'm going to walk you through what that looks like, but it allows you to create a conversation with these people versus, hey, I just started Mary Kay. I'm really excited. I'm supposed to do these sessions. They're really fun. They only take like an hour and you can hop on for free. And if you want to bring friends, you can. And then you get gift cards and you know what I mean? What do you think? Does that sound fun? There's a better way. And so I'm going to show you and walk you through that. But end with a simple question, and that's the best way to get results. So my recommendation, if you want to build your clientele, is to start with our Inspire virtual sessions. Now, you are welcome to do as much in person and to do things on your own as quick as you want to. I am not here to say, no, 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 you have to do my stuff, blah, blah, blah. No, not at all. But we do these Inspire virtual sessions for you. It is a gift that I want to buy the samples and ship them out for your customers. I want to be on there serving those women so that you can save your time and money to build a relationship with them before and after. And so you have a place to learn. And so if you start with the virtual sessions, it's a great place to learn. And then when you're ready, you can book your own if you want to do some on your own virtually, or you can have people over and you know what to do and you've learned about all the products. And so start with our Inspire virtual sessions. Number 1, it's a great way to learn how to do them. Amy Adams, our number 2 consultant right now, she was like, Jess, I learned so much. This was great. I now know what to say because I've heard you say it 100 times. And I'm like, great, awesome. So that's wonderful. Number two, it costs you nothing, no dollars and very little time. Number three, your people in your life get to put on the products, which is the most effective way to build your business. The more people touch it and put it on, and ideally do it, where they're being directed through, the most sales and the most loyalty comes versus just flipping through catalogs. But catalogs are fun. They have their place, but best bet is when people are putting it on. And then the last one, it allows you to serve an unlimited amount of people in a small amount of time. So you can invite anyone onto those sessions anywhere across the United States. You could have 10 people signed up and you're doing in 1 hour, just engaging, chit-chatting, encouraging, having fun. And then when you're ready, you can do your own sessions, you can do them in person. And I do have resources for that. So if you find that you get excited or you have somebody reach out to you and they're like, hey, can we do this, that? Absolutely. I will support and help you. But we don't want to start with all that information because that can get that's a lot. So I recommend start with the virtual sessions if you can, and if that sounds fun. So let's talk about what does that look like to start here. And some of you guys have already started and you're already working on that. And so maybe this will just give you a tip to tweak. And some of you haven't got to do it at all yet. So step one is to invite women to join them. Boom, that's so exciting. So magical. Start by inviting. And here we're going to talk through the little scripting that I have so that you guys have something to work off of. And it's going to fill in those rules that I gave you for the do's and don'ts. So here's what I would recommend, something along these lines. Hey, Autumn, as I get my Mary Kay business started, my coach has given me a challenge to serve 30 women with a free virtual spa or makeup session during the month of July. If it's towards the end of the month, I'll say during the next month, whatever fits to where it's not too short of a time frame for them to do it. If you participate, you get a package in the mail that you get to do with us from home. We go live on our Facebook group. You are not on camera. You could say they go live in a Facebook group. You would not be on camera. It'll be about an hour long and super fun. Would you be one of my ladies and help me reach 30? So that would be an initial contact to reach out to someone. So you're saying, as I get my Mary Kay business started, if they have no clue, you could say, I just started up my own Mary Kay business and I'm super excited. My very first challenge is to serve 30 women. So, you can tweak those words a little bit to fit appropriately, but you're not getting too much into selling. The word selling just comes off a little to people sometimes. So I don't get into all that. My first challenge is to serve 30 women with a free virtual spa or makeup session during the next month. If you participate, you get a package in the mail to do with us from home, not on camera. It'll be about an hour long and super fun. So the two concerns women have are time and money. How long is this going to take? And how much is it going to cost? And you've already assured them it's a free session and it takes about an hour. And then of course, with virtual, they're not on the screen, so they don't have to do it in front of everyone. And then it ends with a short question. Would you be one of my ladies and help me reach 30? So you're inviting an easy response. You didn't say, we do it on this day and this day, and it's at this time, and it's on you didn't get into all that yet, but you're not being sneaky. It's a free session. You're working to have 30. Does she want to be one? All you need is a, sure, I can do that. And then you guys can get into the details. And so that's kind of the magic to that. The other thing I will tell you guys is what I truly believe, 13 years in, having done it a lot of ways, I feel like you need a marriage of two things. You need a marriage of something fun for them and urgency of something you're working to accomplish, because we're busy. And if it's just for us, we're going to put it off. It's like I've needed a haircut for 3 months, but haven't got there. Or I really need a pedicure, which is not exactly a need, but things where it's like, if I just want it, it can wait. But if it's helping someone, if it's being a part of something, sure, there's that urgency to say yes. And so that's why it's worded this way, is to give a little bit of urgency of something they can help with, but it is a blessing for them. It is meant to be something fun. So if she says yes, awesome. Our next session is on Sunday, like if you're talking to her today, in order to get it mailed, the 17th or the 24th at 7:30 p.m. or whatever time zone for you, 7:30, 8:30, whatever time zone that person lives in. Would either of those work for you? Now, the reason why I kept Sundays is Sunday's kind of our ideal warm up. If that works and they can do a Sunday, I like for them to experience that one first. They get the skincare, the charcoal mask. It's not too wild out there, and it can kind of warm them up to our brand. If they can't do a Sunday, it's okay. Thursdays are fine. That's just kind of the mindset is, all right, I try to start them on a Sunday, and then they can get excited about seeing more products and start doing the Thursdays, as many as they want. So it's just kind of a nice transition. Again, it's not a do or die, but I'll start with the Sundays. And so the goal here is you keep it simple, but you give her choices. So our next session is on Sunday, July 17th at 7:30 p.m. Would that work for you? She gets to decide. If she's like, yes. If she can't do it, then offer her a Thursday, but please don't say what date's good for you, because the confused mind does nothing. So she's going to look at her calendar of all her stuff and be like, October? You're like, seriously? So by keeping it short and just saying, hey, would you be able to do the 17th or the 24th? Or, hey, the next one's on the 17th. Would that work for you? You're not too rigid, but you're kind of keeping it down and controlled so that her brain doesn't get overwhelmed. There are replay options. So if somebody is utterly not available, yes, it's okay to say, you can watch the replay. It's ideal if they plan to get on live, because it's just a commitment and it feels like an appointment, and people tend to do better about getting on. But there is freedom here. It's virtual. So it's beautiful to have options. So if she doesn't respond right away, at the bottom of the page there, give her about 48 hours and then check back. It is not personal. She is likely 99%. If she didn't respond, it probably had nothing to do with you. It was not that she was annoyed or like, oh, I hate her, she's awful. It was, oh, let me look. And then she goes away and helps a kid or goes to work or does a thing. Or she opened her calendar and then saw a notification that took her somewhere else. You know what we do. So don't be afraid. Give her an appropriate amount of time. I feel like 48 hours is healthy. They've had a couple days, but by now they probably forgot. And so I'll go back in. Hey girl, did you get my invite the other day, or my invitation? I want to remind her this is an invitation. I'm inviting her to something. People love to be invited. We don't want to not be invited. And so just check back in, follow up at least a couple times. And if it feels good, you could say, I know you're busy. If I don't hear from you, I'll check back with you in a couple days. So if it feels good to say it, I'll check back with you in a couple days. If I don't hear, that's fine. Just feel appropriate, but feel strong. That's the goal, is you're leading, you're creating this connection with her, and you're respecting her at the same time. Okay. So that's the first step of reaching out to people, kind of why it's worded the way it is. Any questions on that? Pretty simple. Okay, cool. So once you set the date, you're going to register them. There's that link. You can, copy it and save it on your phone, or find it somewhere. I want to get a QR code that I put onto this to where you could scan it, but I didn't get that fancy yet. So there's the form, and you can always ask if you need it. Step 3, add them to the Facebook group. There's the 2 Facebook groups. They're always the same addresses. And you could see it's so easy. You could literally type that, facebook.com/groups/Sunday Spa Sesh or Thursday Theme Night. And I save those in my phone, again, because I need them all the time. Also, I will let you know, as we've learned with the virtual sessions, we do some reminders. Anytime you sign people up, I know how I can forget. I literally forgot someone this past week, and I'm like, the day of, oh my gosh, I forgot to text her. So like, it happens. So we do, out of my office, send some reminders. It's not because we think you're dumb or want to annoy you, but just to foolproof it. Like, hey, here's your people. And also so that did she get them? Did they send the packs out? You'll know we sent them to these people. Here's the group, so you can remind them about the session. So step 4, I always do a video a day or two before each of the sessions saying, hey, here's how to be prepared. It kind of warms people up and lets them know that we're appreciating them. So you can tag them in that video. Hey girl, here's the video. Here's what you need to know. And then step 5, super crucial. Make sure you remind them a half an hour before. That is when brains can die, because it's the end of the day. Moms are tired. You've got your list of things to do. And so a 30-minute reminder is a huge help. And if you have to set an alarm on your phone every Thursday at 8 p.m., send a text reminder, you can hack yourself. You're hearing my inside scoop, you guys. I am not on top of things. I hack myself because I'm not great at all of that. And I'm busy just like you guys are. So whatever you have to do. And hop on the session if you can. It is not required. We know you guys have lives and things going on. If you can, hop in there, even for part of it to watch. You're going to learn. You'll see that we're not perfect. I've had to run out of the room and go get stuff I forgot a few times. But you'll learn a lot. We are covering all different products every Thursday. And so it's a great way for you to learn. You can participate. You can do the sessions. Kelly, I know you're doing a bunch this month. Yay. So glad. And it just gives you a chance to engage with your guests, and just them seeing your name and seeing your comments builds that relationship and that trust. So it's just a good idea if you can. So that's how to start building clientele. Anytime you can get women using these products and being on the sessions, you don't have to leave your house, and you will make money, and long-term money, because they start with one thing and then they reorder it. And then maybe they try something else, or they try something else. Like, there's a beautiful deepening of that relationship, and them using products is magical. It's just magical. And that's what sets Mary Kay apart. I think there's not a lot of companies that offer the amount of samples that we do. We built our business on try before you buy, not look in a catalog. We have those, yay, websites, and that's wonderful. And, we're a known brand, but if you can try to think about building your business on the rule, on the norm, best procedure, and then let the other stuff be blessing when somebody just orders out of the catalog and just grab stuff. But think, okay, how can I have more people try products? How can I have them jump in on these sessions? That's the ideal. Okay, how to close the sessions out. This is super important, because this is where the results come. Sometimes somebody does a session and they just text you, oh my gosh, I want this, and they, do all this stuff. That's great. That's not the norm. Usually you got to reach out. And so the important part is when the session's done, whether you were on or you just know, okay, it's been an hour, it's over, you're at the baseball field that night or whatever, send that text if you know for sure they were on. And you're just going to reach out and send one text that says, hey, thank you so much. Did you have fun? Again, we're going simple, quick little question. It's easy for her to answer. Yes, I did. My face feels awesome. All right, the communication has begun. Then you can send a text number 2, and this is where you're going to get the results. So you can ask four quick questions, and I just number them. And most of the time they write back 1, boom, 2, boom, 3. So it's very direct. It's very easy. Any products or sets you can't live without. So you're going to find out if they want to buy something, if they haven't already told you. Second, what other sessions would you like to get in on? Which ones do they want to sign up for? Number 3, anyone you want to refer. We do offer a free mascara if they fill out the whole referral sheet, because 20 names in your hand is magically amazing gift. And so it's worth a mascara for that. And then 4, would they be willing to learn and help do a PP chat? So that's where you're just going to find out what they wanted to participate in. They can say no or yes to any of it. And then if she doesn't get on, just check in and invite her to watch that replay. And I would recommend offering her a little gift if she does. Like, hey, if you are able to watch within 48 hours, you'll get a $10 product credit, or you'll get a free eyeshadow, or you don't have to give a lot, nothing like massive, or a free mini. Like, we have little mini hand creams that cost like 50 cents each. So you get a mini hand cream if you're able to watch within 2 days. So it's not pressure and heavy, but it's just inviting people and encouraging them to do the things. So that's how to close out those sessions. So how to start with them, how to close them out, which is where a lot of this clientele begins to build. Any questions on any of that?
Can you remind me again of what a PP session is?
Yeah, the PP chat. Yep, those are the conversations that we do with you and one other woman and me to help you learn. And actually, Kelly, this is something we're going to talk about this week. So you haven't heard about this yet. So you're not behind. We're going to talk about it this week. You do 3 training calls and you earn jewelry. I got a bag right here that I always like to show. So it's jewelry, pearls. You get a 3-piece set as you do training. And the goal is for you to learn. They're very simple and fun. And your person who gets on, they actually gain respect for your business as well. They kind of go, oh, that's really cool. I like that. I want to support her more. So they're pretty simple. 15-minute calls that people can do with you and me. I do the talking and you are not on the spot and they're not under any pressure. All right. So as you follow up with people, once they give you answers, these are just telling you, what do I do once they tell me an answer? So number 1, if they do want to purchase something, if there's a set or a product they can't live without, help her purchase. You can enter it into the My Customers app for them and like put it in and give her a total, or she can go online and order it herself. Whatever she wants to do, important. If she's ordering it herself, and she's trying to take advantage of the specials that we offer only on those sessions, she has to register on your site and order as a registered customer so that you can go in and adjust any deals that she's getting. So that's the important thing, is make sure she registers if she orders herself, because if she does a guest checkout, the whole thing's already done and you can't touch it once it's done. So just make sure she registers. It's better anyway, because then you have her information and her order and all of that. If she wants to sign up for more sessions, you're going to use that same link and you're just going to sign her up for the other sessions that are coming up. Have her send you the picture of the fabulous sheet. If she's referring some people, whether she's referring 1, 2, or 20, she can send you that picture. If you are scheduling a PP chat with her, there's my Calendly link. That link will take you to where you can see my schedule. And you can block out a half an hour time slot that works for you guys. That way you're not having to text me and what works? Does this work? Does that work? It's just easier if you see my general schedule. If something isn't working though, you can absolutely say, hey, Jess, her schedule's kind of weird. We need this time. Do you have something? I probably can. My Calendly link is just the generic, like, what can I promise that I can pretty much always do? And exceptions happen. So that would be to schedule a PP chat to make it easy on you. And then there's the link for the $100 drawing we do. Every month we give away $100 to a lucky winner. So once she's answered the questions, you can send her that link and she can fill her name out and get her entries in the drawing. So again, that's just how you know what to do once she answers the questions. Okay, now what? This is what you'll do. And then the last step is to go ahead and add her into your customer stuff. So that way, if she's connected and she had a good time and she's going to keep working with you, you want to put her into your list on Mary Kay in Touch. And the customer list is located on Mary Kay in Touch. If you go to Business Tools, when you log into the site, Business Tools, and then drop down to My Customers. So you'll go way down to My Customers and you can add her as a customer. She may have signed herself up, and if so, you can go look at it and you can see what information she shared. That's where any orders she places can go underneath her account. So that way you always have a list of what she purchased. So go ahead and add her in. And then if you have a client Facebook group, which most consultants do from their launch party, it's a place to just kind of nurture those relationships and share special deals and new products and things. Go ahead and invite her to join that group. Whether she buys a lot or whether she doesn't buy anything right away, it's amazing what nurturing relationships will do. And this is something that I think is so important in direct selling. So often you get the spiel on make $1 million fast, make money from home, earn a lot of money and do it quick. That's really not healthy. We're not here to slam dunk people. I hope we're here to, over time, build these relationships with women where they trust you and they learn to love the brand and they use a little more product and then a little more product and then a little more product. That is you, Elizabeth. You started with a few things and Amy just kept you going and kept working with you, and you're very happy with these products. And it all started, I think, from makeup remover, if I remember right. So you're just going to live that out with more women. You never have to be pushy or weird. It's not a loss. If someone gets on a session and it's just not time for them to buy, or they're not quite convinced yet, that's okay. It's not lost. Put them into your customer group, invite them to other sessions, let it kind of build naturally. And I have seen women go from, I only use makeup remover, that's all I want. And I'm like, no problem, to my number one customer who joins my team over a year. You know, it's all good. We just love them and we just serve them. So this frees you up to have a space to nurture people and nurture relationships without texting all the time. You know, you don't have to text, hey, there's a new product. Hey, there's this. Hey, there's that. You can just have a group where you serve people more as they want to engage. And for me, that's been a game changer. Okay, so that's how to end the sessions. What do I do after somebody gets on? Here you go. Here's your checklist. Any questions here? Okay. To-dos. So the initial welcome packet that you got in your email from my mom, well, you don't know it's my mom, it's from the Inspire office. She sends a kind of a welcome little like 5-page welcome packet. There's a place for a contact list in there. So pull that out and keep adding names. As you think of people, as you engage with people, as you meet new people, keep adding names and then start reaching out. Reach out to some people, invite them to take part. It's not offensive. We get to give. That's another thing that I think sets Mary Kay apart is we're not just, hey, you want to order something?
You do it.
Hey, you look like you need some new products. You know, you just invite people to participate in sessions and the rest happens on its own. It's really nice. And let me know how it goes. If y'all start reaching out and you feel like, ooh, it's feeling weird, or I'm not getting what I thought I would get, I want to know. I'm here to be with you guys on this journey. And after 13 years, I've probably experienced everything there is to experience. And I would be honored to walk with you on that journey. All right. So that's the first 2 segments, right at about an hour. So we're doing good. Do y'all want to take a pause, or do you want me to just keep moving? Pause, keep moving.
I'm good. Go.
All right, cool. Let's do this. So building customers for life. This is where I feel like the beauty of Mary Kay comes in, is you serve women now. And if you serve them and love on them well, you can have business for the rest of your life in Mary Kay. You can be where you never pay for your own products again, or you make a really solid extra income, or you replace your income altogether, depending on what you love and what God has for you here. I'm here to support you on that journey. So there's really 4 pillars that I say are how to make this thing something that takes on a life of its own, that feels healthy, that's focused on adding to other people. So here are my 4 pillars. We're going to just quickly talk about each one in the next few pages. Passion to make an impact is the first pillar. Be a resource for your clients and potential clients. 3, connect with people one-on-one. And 4, share your work as a part of your life. If you let these 4 things be constants in your life, whatever speed, whatever level you want, you'll have a successful business for the long haul. So let's take a look at the first one, passion to make a specific impact on your clients. What do you want for the women you serve? It's the answer to that question. What do you want for the women you serve? Put it into words. You may have heard mine a few times. I want to empower women to thrive. And when we're talking about customers, with their face, I want to empower women to thrive with their face. So much information. It's confusing. I knew nothing before Mary Kay, so I just get pumped up to go, how can I help make this easy on people? You may have a different way of saying that. It's all going to be similar. You know, we're in the same business, but what's your heart? I know for one of our ladies, she works full time as an engineer, and she knows as a mom how hard it is to care for herself. And so she gets fired up to help women care for themselves. For another woman, her passion is biblical beauty, really helping women feel like they're caring for themselves in an honoring way biblically. So whatever it is for you, put that into words. You don't have to like lock it in for the rest of your life, but the power comes in when you can put it into words. You can write it to remind yourself, this is the point here. This is why I'm here. This is the point. On the bad days, on the crazy days, on the stressful days, on the disappointing days, this is the point. The point is empowering women to thrive with their face. That's why I choose to be a Mary Kay consultant. Write it. You can write it and remind yourself, and then you can make it known to your customers, you guys. This is so crucial. There are tons of people who've been Mary Kay consultants, probably tons they know that quit because they didn't get rich quick, or whatever. You stand out when you say, guys, it's not because I'm just some makeup diva. I'm not, or whatever it is. I mean, be yourself, but I'm not doing Mary Kay because I think makeup is the most important thing in the world. I love being a consultant because my face was awful and I knew nothing about makeup. And now my skin is good and I know how to look nice and look special when I want to. And my customers know that story and I say it all the time, and it drives what I do and it drives what I say. So they're not going to find me in my Facebook group with my customers being like, all right, guys, here's how to be super fancy every day and wear your fake lashes everywhere to the grocery store. Like, that's not what they're getting from me. If somebody else is that girl, that's fine, but they're not going to get that from me. They're getting Jess, and they're getting my heart in what I share and what I say. And it gives me what to talk about. Like later today, I'm going to do a post of the 5-minute face in my group. Guys, as a mom, this is my face a lot of the time. Here's what I wear. And so it's driving how I talk to people and how I engage. And so for today, I want to encourage you to put it into words right now. What do you want for the women you serve? It's going to be the ground you stand on that you go back to, that gives you passion and gives you confidence, because it's not, well, I just really want to sell stuff. I really just want to make money. It's something more than that. It's something valuable. So that's the first one. The second pillar is to be a resource for your clients and your potential clients. This is why I love the Facebook group, because I get to, over time, drip tips and ideas and products onto my women. I am not in my group going, who needs to order? Who wants to order every day? Occasionally, yes, there's an opportunity to order, but I'm going, hey, here's an idea. Hey, if you're struggling with this, hey, here's something new we have. Hey, or silly things that are just funny, like it's so hot. I'm one of those meme things where you do predictive text, so you can have fun. I'll post pictures of my kids. It's just a place to add value. What are the things that women need to hear about? So you can do email or texting, but I just find social media is a great place to put information, but people engage on their terms. They choose to come to the group and comment or read. I'm not, right up in their face. So that's why I love my Facebook group. So you can learn. You want to be learning regularly, just a little bit of stuff, whether you're stealing from your recruiters Facebook group. Yes, we do that. I go into to Amy and Holly and Christina's groups. I'm like, oh, that's good. And then I'll share it on mine. And we get to share information because that's what we do. We're a team together. So you don't have to come up with all this stuff on your own. You're going to learn a lot in the beginning by reading somebody else's stuff, and then post it with your own heart though. Again, don't just do the copy paste, tweak it, make it sound like you, or say honestly, hey, I just saw this in my mentors group and I loved it. I wanted to pass it on to you guys. You just be yourself, but be a resource. Share things that help to impact the women in the area you want to impact them. So a lot of what I talk about is empowering women to thrive with their face, whatever that is going to look like. So that's the second pillar. The third pillar is connect with people one-on-one. This is the game changer. Posting and group stuff will do about 10%, 90% is in going behind reaching out to people, checking on them, following up, personal invitations to do things. This isn't pounding people with texts every day. This is being an individual person in their life, whether it's Facebook messaging, texting, whatever the format. Reach out to people one-on-one. It really is not annoying. It's not heavy-handed. It's personal. And when somebody gets a personal message, 10 times more likely to engage it than something generic. And here's the cool thing that happens. The more that you have the individual relationships that are building and that are happening in the contacts you're making, then when you do a generic post, because you have the relationship built, they're more likely to engage with it because they already know and love you and they have that connection and they know you care and you've had conversations. You've invited them to things. And so they know behind the post, the person. Behind the, hey guys, here's this, is somebody who is caring in the background and who has invested in them. And so people tend to shy away from this one. They want to just post and wait and see, and then they're disappointed. So get in there and be a friend. You don't always have to reach out for Mary Kay stuff. Like you can just check on people and you can count it as work, because as long as they know you're doing Mary Kay, and at some point you circle back and invite them to something or put them in your group or whatever, as long as Mary Kay gets in there somewhere, it's counting because you're establishing and building and deepening trust. So lastly, share your work as a part of your life. So share the resource, being a resource. Share the spending time with women one-on-one. Share the passion you have to make an impact. Let that stuff eke out into your regular life. No, you do not have to turn your Facebook into a billboard for Mary Kay. Please don't. No, you don't have to talk about, your new lipstick every time you get into the teacher's lounge or anything like that. It's not about overwhelming your friends and family, but would they know that you help women? Would they know that you're passionate about this thing in addition to the other work that you do over time? So letting your genuine love for the products just be a part of you and your desire to serve women and the opportunity that you have to do that, letting that just become a part of who you are is a great way to build credibility. This is where the people who maybe kind of are like, what's she doing with this thing, actually become drawn in because they see this wasn't just some, I got convinced I would make $1 million fast thing. That it's like a genuine, from your heart, appreciation for what the products are doing for you and then what you're able to do for others, of genuinely wanting to share a tip. So if you look at my Facebook, you will see a little bit more in June there was, but typically every once in a while, I post a picture about a product, or I'll share what I'm doing and serving, being that it's my full-time career. Obviously the level goes up a little bit, but it's not everything I post by any means. I do not look like I only live and breathe Mary Kay. I certainly pray because I don't. I have kids and that's right there, another huge part of my life, but I lead worship at church and I have a lot of other things. And so, but the best place to get is where people will know that it's there. And that if they were to look and scroll through, they would see your heart, what you want to do for people and the company that you're happy to be connected to. But it's not about the company. It's not about the brand. It's about what you get to do for women. So what is in store for them if they work with you? That's what we're doing. That's something so much more lasting and so much more attractive. So people sometimes get surprised because I don't talk Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay, Mary Kay all the time. I'm like, no, I love Mary Kay, but I'm serving people. And I happen to have Mary Kay as the tool and the vehicle that allows me to do that. But it's not about Mary Kay. It's about the opportunity to serve and being a part of this place. So anyways, get super passionate about all of that. Because to me, that's the stuff that matters. And that's the stuff that saved me. I started my business on ambition. And what do I have to do to grow and to get where I want to go? Nope. We don't do that anymore. So I want to share with you just a few customer service basics, little tips and tidbits to help. The 2+2+2 is a long time formula for how often should I reach out to people? How often should they hear from me? How do I follow up well? If somebody does a session or just purchases and gets products, you want to reach out about 2 days after they've gotten stuff and used things to just check on them. How are they doing? Are they loving everything? You want to be the one who's reaching out where they're not going, man, she sold to me and I never heard from her again. Yuck. Don't be that girl. Be the girl that is appropriately going, hey, I'm just checking on you. How's your face doing? How are you loving those new products? Do you have any questions? Within 2 weeks, ideally, if they can have participated in a second something, that is a really powerful way to strengthen that relationship. Our virtual world has shifted that a little bit, but if nothing else, be sure and reach back out within 2 weeks, but hopefully they're doing another session or they've got one scheduled to get into some more products and play a little bit more. And then ongoing, you want them to hear from you about every 2 months. And there's some really natural ways for this to happen. One is our lookbooks. Mary Kay has a lookbook that comes out every 3 months. So every quarter, your customers get signed up for receiving a lookbook in the mail if you choose to do it. It's called the Preferred Customer Program, as it's written right there. Preferred Customer Program, we shorten it to PCP. So it's not your preferred care provider anymore. It's your Preferred Customer Program. And so I sign my customers up to get those books every quarter. And then twice a year, I do a special thank you sale. I don't run sales every month or every time I'm trying to get some accomplished or whatever. Those are very rare. Mostly it's just twice a year where I'll do a thank you sale in the fall around November, and then I'll do a spring thank you sale around May. So for those things, I send a text to every single person in my client list to let them know about those. And then outside of that, I'll check in when they try a new product, or if they're coming to an event, or if they're just on my heart, I'll just reach out and say, how are you? But that is in general a good flow, a good rule of thumb for people checking in and saying, so it's 2+2+2, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Now underneath it is details on PCP, on the Preferred Customer Program. It is less than half the cost to mail the look through the Preferred Customer Program. So the way it works is actually the enrollment is open right now for the fall catalog. So y'all want to take note and go in there sometime this week before the 17th and sign up anybody that you want to get a catalog. If you have a close relationship with them, they don't have to be a customer yet. Mom, sister, cousin, aunt, coworkers, absolutely send them a catalog. It only costs 90 cents. You pay Mary Kay 90 cents per book. They put a sample inside, they label it with your information, and they mail it to them for 90 cents. Unbelievable. I don't know how they do that. It's such a great price. And I'm so grateful for the Preferred Customer Program, because women still like to flip through a catalog. And if you're building that relationship and you're letting them try products and they're falling in love and getting to know you, the catalog then is gold, because it just, ooh, what's that? Ooh, I want to try that. Ooh, can I get a sample? Yes. So it's really, really powerful to let those books go into people's hands. If they buy one eyeshadow after you send 4 catalogs, you got your money back. It's really not expensive of an investment if there's a warm relationship that you're building with them. So it includes a sample, and it also allows you to order new products early. If you sign up even one customer for the Preferred Customer Program, then when the new products launch each quarter, you get to order early before all the rest of the people. So when the books come out and your customers are seeing stuff, you can have it on hand ready to go. So that's handy. And they find consultants that use PCP and regularly send books out build an increase of 30% in sales. 30% more sales, because your customers are getting that touch from you and they're getting to see the products in their hands in that catalog. So super powerful. Highly recommend PCP. And yes, the enrollment is open right now. So if you go in Mary Kay in Touch and you go to the business tools, drop down business tools, and it's only maybe a half of the way down. It says preferred customer program enrollment, and you can enroll everyone. And the way it works is it's just a quick click. So anybody that's in your customer list comes up, and as long as their address is on file, you can go click, 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 and just sign up whoever you want. You pay at the end. And once you've paid, you are good. Those people are getting a catalog, and they mail out a month later. So July 17, it closes, and the catalogs mail out August 15th. So they do it ahead. That way they have time to get them ready and send them out. So highly recommend get that signed up, get those people signed up for this month, this week, actually. Okay, so we're getting through, we're getting through quite a bit. There's just a few last things I want to talk about, and we're just going to hit the top level of time management. I know each of you guys as women and as professionals, I'm sure have developed what works for your family. And we all go through seasons where we feel out of control and feel more in control and all of that. So I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I just want to give you a few encouraging tips, because this is something new that you're fitting in. Even if it's fitting in, a very small amount, or it begins to become something bigger for you, time is precious. And it's one of the commodities we don't get back. And so I just want to give you a few tips and resources for how does this work? What's a good way to manage my time when it comes to Mary Kay stuff? Number one, remember, this can fit in the nooks and crannies. This is not the kind of job that's hourly where you only get paid for the amount of hours you put in. You can make money in 15 to 30-minute increments. So don't despise those small blocks of time where you can stop and take, that last half of your lunch hour, crank out a few things, and that's what you did for the day. Nooks and crannies are really powerful with Mary Kay. Secondly, flexibility. You have the ability to make this work for you. So do what works for you. If you like to take a certain day for your family, absolutely. Don't respond to stuff. Turn your phone off. It's okay to set it aside. Ideally, don't leave a customer waiting for 3 days, but 1 day is okay. Or, at work, if you want to put it on do not disturb, feel free to own that flexibility as a tool to equip you, not as something that takes over. Because sometimes people think flexibility means I just do stuff all the time. Anytime my phone rings, I have to answer and blah, blah, blah. No, it's actually meant to be the opposite. It's meant for you to say, okay, here's what works for me. Here's what I want. Here's when I want to be available. Here's when I don't. You have the ability to fit it in to what works, but making those choices will keep you from feeling crazy. If you start feeling like, there's stuff coming at me all the time, sit down and go, okay, when am I going to not look at things? When am I going to just say, nope, I'll read that later. It's okay to do that. And it's okay to do that with me. If I text you at a time and you're like, oh, it's not the right time, it's okay. I'm not offended. Ideally, if you can get back with me within 24 hours, that'd be great. And I do the same. There's times where stuff comes in and I just don't read the messages if I know right now I can't respond to someone, but I will. So flexibility. The third thing, and I was starting to talk about this, structure. I have found, and for me and for my family and my kiddos and my husband, having a general flow really helps them. So they know Tuesday nights, Mom is in the office for a couple hours doing the Ohio big virtual huddle that we do, and then doing our Team Inspire huddle. Every Tuesday, that's what I do. So they know we're going to eat dinner a little early. I'm going to leave from dinner because my time is at 6. So it's a little bit earlier than I love, but Ohio people, we got to work with them all. And so 6 o'clock, I go into my office. They know, they always clean up. My husband's prepared. He's not shocked. I'm not throwing it at him last minute. And then I do the huddle, and then I'm able to come and help get everyone to bed. So we've just developed a flow because that is a priority that I teach it. So I'm going to be there. Maybe Thursday night theme nights. It's like, okay, honey, from 8:30 to 9:30, this is something important to me. I want to have women on. I want to learn. So, are you all right? I promise, my goal is to give us $25 a week from these sessions, or whatever works for your family, your vibe, but have a sense of structure. Maybe you sit down on Sunday afternoons, and that's a time where everybody kind of lays low after church, and you have an hour where you can do some reach outs. Design it for you, but have a plan. Don't just let it be and crazy in your brain, because you're going to feel more frustrated, and you're going to feel like you're doing a lot but getting nothing done. And that touches on planning, of having a general plan. And I will tell you guys, I am a natural fly by the seat of my pants, think I can do more than I can do, not put down the plan kind of girl. That was me 13 years ago. And when I was single, that kind of worked. But the more complex my life has gotten with a husband and children and sports and church stuff, like that does not work. And so I have found that really reining that in and making decisions about my time ahead of time has given me more freedom, because I'm not constantly like, when am I going to do that? Okay, well, I really want to do that, but can I do it? Is that going to work? Will the kids let me? No. I sit down and I go, all right, what am I doing and when? What's important to me? And I plan it in. So it goes for my workouts, my quiet time. Showering is on the schedule, because it might not happen if I don't. I know you guys have to do this in your lives. And so I just want to invite you to let Mary Kay be a new segment of that. And so I have a couple resources here for you. Hopefully you can print these week after week after week. And if anything is a little pixely, I had to shift my modes of certain documents. I have PDFs that might be cleaner. If you want more copies, I'd be happy to send you like a regular full-on PDF of some of these tracking sheets. But a weekly plan sheet is a long esteemed Mary Kay planning tool, where you take your week and you block out, first of all, what is my faith time? When am I investing in my faith? Whether it's quiet time, church, service, blah, 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 those kinds of things. What's family time? Is there a date night that needs to be blocked out? Is there family night? Is there times that I'm just mom and I'm committed to being a mom? Like when I pick up my kids from school, I don't like being on the phone. I don't like being distracted. I want to like give them my attention for a bit, even if there's other things happening later. And so what are the times for your family that are just crucial? Or what are the times your husband just really wants your attention? Sometimes there's just a certain time of day or a certain day of the week where he just really wants you around and wants you available. So having those conversations to just block it out, and then you don't have to apologize. You don't have to like feel guilty or in your mind be like, when am I going to do that? Because you block out what matters most. And then you can obviously block out your JOB those times, but then you can see on paper what's left. You might be surprised where you're like, oh, that is a window that I have. Oh, okay. Let me pick that time slot. And just if you can ritualize what you do with your Mary Kay, that definitely helps it fit into your life versus free flying and trying to figure out from day to day, when am I going to do that thing? It just tends to work well for our brains. If it's like, okay, every Monday at 3:00, I sit down in my office, or every Sunday at 5:00, I sit down in my office for an hour, or every Thursday night at 8:30, I get on the computer with the session, and then I do some planning after that. So I just encourage you to kind of lock in some regularity, and it can change, but start somewhere. And then this daily win sheet, y'all, is my obsession. This is how I know what to do. This is how I'm like, what am I going to do in those time slots? And it's going to change based on your goals. In the New Year kickoff last week that we had, I talked about specific numbers that could go on these sheets. If somebody's wanting just a little extra cash, if somebody's wanting like $40 a day, $500 income cash, or if they want to earn a free car. And honestly, none of them are that much work. Like we're not talking 8 hours a day for any of those things, but even the extra cash level is like 15 minutes, not a lot, but it's having a clear plan of what are the things that I need to do. And so if you printed this, I'm going to give you the 5 categories. You can jot them in, and then I'd be happy to talk more. I want today to give you guys the information. And then to me, it's us one-on-one going, okay, what feels good for you? What fits with your heart? What fits with your life? And I really want it to be customized to you and to where you're at right now. The first thing, so with small daily wins, these are teeny tiny micro wins that you can control, not things you have to wait for other people on, like sell $50. You can't control that. Book 3 people, can't control it. Sign up a team member, can't control it. So we're talking more about the teeny little things that you can do that can be the win of, okay, Lord, I showed up. I did what I said I was going to do. I'm giving it to you now. You nurture it. And so there's 5 categories I recommend, and it can be 2 days a week. It can be 5 days a week. None of mine are 7 days a week. I'm not a perfect person, so we don't do things 7 days a week. So the first one would be lead generating. And what I mean by this is just warming relationships or being intentional to create some new relationships. Usually lead generating is not Mary Kay at first. It's reaching out to that friend who you really genuinely love, but you haven't talked to her in 3 years because life got busy, and just intentionally saying, how are you? Can we talk on the phone? Or what's going on in your life? Or it's that mom at the baseball field that you smile at every time, and she always has the cute shoes, but you've never really taken the time to talk to her. If you have a conversation with her and just get to know her, that's lead generating, because at the right time, it can turn into a potential customer for your business, but it doesn't start there. So with these wins, the reason why we separate them out is to help you to where you can always have something brewing. You can always have something coming, and you never feel like you're at completely zero, nothing happening. There's always something going. So the first thing is lead generating. The second win that you can think about is booking, which is reaching out to someone to invite them to a session. Inviting 2 people a week. If you literally did that every day, every month, 2 people a week for a year, y'all, you could be a star consultant, like straight up all the time star consultant. If you reached out to 2 people a week, every week for a year, we don't have to start thinking about a year. We can start with just a month. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but the power of small, tiny, micro efforts that you just do again, and you do it again, and you do it again, is life-changing. My daily wins take me an hour to an hour and a half as a director, and I have 3 sheets that I work off of. Hour to hour and a half, I can usually have everything done for that day. And I'm at a full-time level, like I don't work 40 hours, but so it's the power of those little things. If you just do them over and over again, that's what Sarah Fox in our unit, she is a school counselor. And last year she sold about $3,000. All she did this year was 2 things twice a week, all year. And I mean, all year. She just did month to month to month. She tripled her sales, sold over $10,000 this year, never left her house for it, never was weird. It literally built from 2 things twice a week over a year. And I just get so excited, because that's what Mary Kay is about. It's not about you giving up your life and having to be crazy. If you love it a lot and you build it to a career and you're earning 6 figures, great. But it doesn't have to start there. And that's not the ultimate goal for everyone. And so I just want you guys to know and get, you can do a lot in a little time without being weird, and really bless your family and other women. So I get super passionate. All right. So lead generation, booking, customer development is the third one. Just being intentional that every week you're nurturing some relationships who are either customers or they've participated in stuff. Like they may not have bought yet, but you're developing that. So it's maybe posting in your Facebook group twice a week, or sending a text to someone to check on how their products are working, anything like that, where you're nurturing that relationship that you have done something Mary Kay-ish with them. Customer development. Number 4 is something for sharing, where you're intentionally looking for an opportunity to maybe share about what you love about your business, or post a video of somebody's Mary Kay story, or inviting someone to do a chat about the business. something sharing related. And then lastly is something for your heart and your mind. It doesn't have to be both, just something that maybe you need to pray about your business every day. And that's your win is 5 days a week. I want to just sit and offer God my business and pray about it. Or maybe it's, I want to plan better. Every day I want to plan the following day, more specifically structured, hour by hour, and that's my win is if I plan my time for tomorrow before I go to bed, that was my win for head or heart. So just something that, we're whole people. We aren't machines. We got to grow. We got to get some stuff going. And that's part of what Mary Kay does is it awakens that realization of, wow, for me, wow, I'm not very organized. I fly by the seat of my pants. And so I've learned, and my entire family has benefited from that. So that's daily wins, and something so small, but so powerful. It is literally life-changing. And I get so excited because just to be able to give you guys something so simple that can be huge is exciting to me. It's what I want. I want to empower you guys to thrive financially as well. And so how do you keep track of all this stuff that you're doing? I have a sheet for you. This is called the Serve Sheet. The Serve Sheet is where you can write down the stuff that you're doing for your daily wins. So it doesn't necessarily have a place to write down customer development stuff. But this sheet, as you reach out to people, as you book people, as you serve them, I use this sheet to go back and go, who should I be following up with? Because what I did last week is out of my brain. I don't remember who was on the session. Oh no. So this sheet is where, as you reach out and invite people to do things, on the far right side where it says make 50 calls and book 10, whether you call or you text or you message, if you reach out and invite someone, just write their name in the bubble. Sarah, Facebook, Jen, text, Lisa, voicemail. So just jot down. If they say no, you can put an X. If they say yes, I circle it really big, like, yay. And then I can also see who I need to follow up with because they didn't respond or it was busy and they said, call me in a month. So that's where you have this list from month to month of who did you contact. When they schedule something or they say yes, and you get a session scheduled, you're going to move their name. You don't like take it off of the bubble, leave it on the bubble, but then add it on the weekly bookings. Which week is she doing a Thursday theme night? Which week is she doing a Sunday spa sesh? Which week is she coming to your house? So you're just going to mark her name on there, Sarah, Thursday theme night, or Susie, Flawless in 5. So you're just going to mark them in. So that way you have a visual reminder of what's scheduled. And then as you actually serve the people, they get on the sessions, they do it, they use the samples, then that's served by sharing the product. They have touched the product, you've served them. And so you're going to put their name. Number 1, Sarah, she did the 7-5 Flawless in 5. Then she did the Rejuvenation Nation. And then we did a career chat. That's the PP chat. Sorry, names have changed. So you're just going to record what you do with these people. And at the bottom, if you do share the opportunity, you can mark them down there and what's the process that they're walking. So this one sheet is what you are marking down as you do your daily wins. These are the things that you're doing, is you're reaching out, you're following up, you're developing. And together, hand in hand, those are the pages I use to run my business. This is mostly it. Besides that, it's just having your list of contacts and people that you want to reach out to. But these 2 sheets help you to keep track of who did you contact and what are you doing each day? What are you supposed to do? It gives you your to-do list. You set the exact numbers and the exact amounts. And then we do a program called the Winner's Circle, which I didn't put that in here. The Winner's Circle, where I pay you to fill out the weekly daily win sheet. And so if you want to participate, you can let me know and I will send you a text every Sunday that says, hey, send me a picture of your weekly daily wins. And literally you can earn money just by filling the sheet out, period. I don't care what your numbers are. I don't care what the quantities are. Sarah Fox, she earned $100 from me this year, and it was her 2 things, 2 days a week. She picked it. She followed it. but she did it all year. And so she gets $100 cash. So that's the bottom level, is just plain old, I filled in my sheet of what my wins were and I marked them off and I sent you a picture. And you can go beyond if you want. You can go to different levels, but the winner's circle is our unit's way of going, hey, we show up, we just do the daily things, we keep our wheels turning. And so I would invite you, if that sounds like, yeah, that's something I want to be a part of at whatever level. It provides consistency for you and it gives me a way to see what you're working on. How can I help? And I love that. So the winner's circle is just each week having your daily wins that you've marked, and then you just check off. They don't have to be perfectly accomplished. You don't have to have all yeses that you did them all. It's just literally that you have it and you're working with it. Because that's really where the magic happens. So would love for you guys to be a part of Winner's Circle.
Just
All
need
right.
to text you and let you know that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Kelly, you're in?
Yes,
Awesome. I will get you added to the reminder text.
thank you.
Yes. Any questions before we do our final little bit of wins and what's available to you guys?
No.
Okay, perfect. So this page, what is possible? Wins and rewards. So if you guys draw a line down the center of this page, we got 2 columns of 2 streams of income that you have in Mary Kay. People always talk about diversifying streams of income. Well, here in Mary Kay, you got 2 straight up. On the first column, if you want to write sales at the top, sales from sharing the product. That's your first stream of income, is, you know, selling from sharing the product. And that is your 50% profit margin, 60 to 40. That is the first stream of income. And notes that I would love for you to jot down is the best way to harness that stream of income is putting product on people. You're going to go the furthest, the fastest, the deepest when they are putting the product on, whether it's with you or online, either way. So if you want to know, okay, Jess, what's my best investment of time? Get women to put the products on. Whether they watch the replay or live, or you just send them samples and bug them till they use them. If they put products on, that's the best outcome. Now we do have the Mary Kay app. So you can absolutely have women download that app and connect to you. And it's a place where they can get notifications and they can see things. They can share a wish list. They can refer you through the app to someone else and get, you know, get people connected to you. So the app is a wonderful resource. That's additionally there. Reorder business is the best thing about Mary Kay, because if you invest time with someone, booking her and getting her onto a session, and she purchases, well, now the rest of the purchases for her life, if you serve her well, you're not doing anything for, you know, it's coming and it's free money almost. So really think about the sales through sharing the product. And that would also be sharing through adding value on your Facebook group, in an email, things like that, where you're adding value and expanding people's understanding of what we have to offer. And that money is unlimited. You will always make 50% till the very end of time. And it's just based on how many people you serve and how well you serve them. And it just grows over time, unlimited. The other side of the streams of income is sharing the opportunity, team building. And this is where you start multiplying your income, because with team building and sharing the opportunity, you only make money if the person you share with is making money. So when they order products because they sold stuff, the company kicks a check to you as a thank you for helping her make money. How cool is that? Commission checks that Mary Kay pays are checks from someone else's growth and benefit. They don't come out of her pocket. We're all separate. None of you guys are making any payments to me or to Amy or anybody. But Mary Kay says, hey, thank you for passing on this opportunity to that woman, because she just ordered from her launch party. Here you go. Here's a check. So you never have to feel bad about team building in Mary Kay. It's not a scheme. It's not a pyramid. I don't make more profit than you guys. Mary Kay simply pays a higher commission the more people you're mentoring, because it takes more of your time and it takes a little more investment. And so as your team grows, yes, your percentage of commission grows, but we all sell at the same profit margin. And so for team building, if you have one woman who joins your team, that's your first promotion. That is the role of a senior consultant. And as a senior consultant, you make 4% commission every month. They add up. Okay, what did your team order in June? And then in July, you get a check. They do direct deposit now of 4% of all of the orders of your 1 or 2 team members. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you see that little Mary Kay pin, and it has a gold circle around it. These are the enhancers that they put around the Mary Kay pin when you move your team, grow your team. So Amy just got her Star Team Builder one, as her team has grown now. And every level that you get to, you get different enhancers around your Mary Kay pin. It's very fun. Just a neat way of going, all right, I'm growing. So if you go from 1 team member to 3, that's when you become a red jacket. And that's one of the like super cool levels that Mary Kay starts to say, all right, you're really becoming a leader. You have a small little tribe of your own that you get to encourage and love on. And that's the red jacket. It's a super big deal in Mary Kay. They get special recognition and they get to go on stage all the time. And so that was a huge victory that Amy just got to walk through for her very first time. And that is where you get a pay raise to 8 or, hold on, I'm messing up with my brain. It's 9 or 13%, 9 or 13% as a red jacket. And that's just based on how much your team is doing. You'll earn a percentage of those sales. There was a thought that I had in my brain that I wanted to make sure and say, and now I can't remember. I lost it. So if it comes back, the next position is a 5 active team members. Active just means that they've ordered in the last 3 months. So they've done like their 225 order sometime within the last 3 months. They're active. They have their discount. That's what an active team member is. So when you have 5, you're a team leader. And at 6, you can start earning a free car. So 6 women on your team, you start to be a car qualifier if you want to be. And the Mary Kay cars are such a cool program. You can either earn the free Chevy Malibu, and Mary Kay takes a lease out for you. So you're not on the hook for it. Your taxes or, finances are not liable. Mary Kay does all that. You are just the driver of the car, or you can take $375 a month in cash compensation instead, if you want to. After that, when you have 8 on your team, you become an elite team leader, and you can choose to move into a leadership role as a sales director with Mary Kay if you want to. So 8 active is the elite team leader. You can start to qualify to be a director if you want. And sometimes people are like, well, why would I want to do that? Oh, I remember the thought. I just remembered my thought. Something I want you guys to know is if you do begin to build a team as a consultant, you do not have to provide training. You don't have to provide packets or materials or do coaching calls, not right away. If you find that you love it and you move into more of a leadership role, yeah, we'll develop that slowly and equip you so you can run and you can do your thing. But you don't have to start there. You don't ever have to do that. You can just have a small team, love on them, encourage them, and let me do the training and the materials. And I'm happy to do that. So I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, if I get a team member, I have to do what Jess is doing. Nope. You're still in my tribe. I'm still supporting you, which I think some of you know, because your team leader is Amy and she's in my group and I'm doing the training. So, so just so you know, that is not something you're taking on, is all the training and everything. Now, if you become a sales director, then you can take that on and we train you on how to lead. And at that point, you're ready. You're like, just go away. I want to do this my way. And so we more are sister directors at that point. And I mentor you as a leader and not as a consultant. So why would anyone want to be a director? Is that a cool thing? Is it not? Well, I will tell you a couple things. As a sales director, Mary Kay pretty much triples the income that you earn from a red jacket to being a sales director, because your role is expanding. The amount of women you're serving and leading is changing, and you are providing the training and the mentoring. And so they literally pay red jackets such and such for mentoring and loving their team. A director with the same number of people makes about triple, because they have taken that ownership of being the one. And so typically an annual income for a first year director is around $40,000 a year, is what they can earn working for themselves at their own pace, and then on upwards into the 100, 200,000 a year income. And it's just based on, what somebody wants to earn. And really, if you want to break it all down, as a new consultant, y'all are learning how to lead women to be a customer, how to get them to do a session. You're kind of developing leadership in a businessy mindset of how do I work with customers? If you love that, you can then take it and go, okay, I want to also learn how to draw women to be a part of my team and to come on this journey with me. And if you love that, you can go, I want to teach women how to build customers. I want to equip them to serve their customers and build their businesses too. It's all really the same thing over and over. It's what women do you want to work with and serve? Do you want to stick with just customers? Do you want to do the customers and move on to as well a few team members? Or do you want your own tribe that you lead and that they're serving their customers too? It's not that you have to do a million things more. It's just how many people are you going to pass on skills to? Do you just want to pass on the lipstick and the eyeshadow? Or do you want to go beyond and go, hey, here's how to teach someone how to put eyeshadow on. Here's how to get someone to join a session. So it's not crazy hard. It's just about the impact you want to have and what you love as you go. I had no idea I would be a sales director. 0 when I joined. I was like -10 on that. I thought, ooh, that's cool. Yay, they can work for themselves. But as I went, I fell in love with what Mary Kay was and decided to go towards that. And you guys will each have your own journeys, and I'm here to support you on that. I have a heart for both. So anyway, those are kind of wins and rewards for income opportunities. I want to finish out with a couple things for things to know. Starting with being an active consultant. Now that you're here and you get active, what does that mean? It can be a little bit confusing. It's not because Mary Kay is not honest or they change it on you. They don't. It's been consistent my entire career. It's just kind of understanding the terms. So to keep your active status current and to be able to use that 50% discount, here's how it works. Definitions: retail. Retail is what the customer pays. That's the full price in the catalog. That's retail. Wholesale is what you pay as a consultant. It's the discounted price. Those two terms I didn't know when I joined Mary Kay, and so finally got them down. But your discount works this way. You will get a 50% discount on any Section 1 wholesale order. So Section 1 are the products we sell. Wholesale is at your price, discounted price. So any Section 1 wholesale order, if you're ordering a minimum of $225 wholesale, which is worth $450 when it's sold. So anytime you order $225 wholesale, you're getting a discount, period, point blank, because that's called an activating order. So whenever you do that, you're good. You're getting the discount. You'll keep getting that discount on any Section 1 order, no matter what size, as long as you are still active, which we're going to give you a little example. So the month that you place the $225 order, which is worth $450 retail, and the following 2 months after that, you are considered active no matter what. So if you order in July, $225, your initial order, July, you're active. August, September, you're active. Your discount's good. You can do anything you want, always. So let's go to the next page. Here's an example. If you order $600 in January, because you crossed over that $225 threshold, you're considered A1 in January, active 1. You're considered A2 in February, and you're A3 in March. All those 3 months, you can order anything you want. You're good to go. At the end of the 3 months, so you get to the end of A3, if you haven't ordered 225 in February or March, like accumulated to that through your different sales, then your discount becomes inactive, which is not a penalty or, oh my gosh, you're bad or you're on some bad list. Not at all. Your discount just goes inactive until you're ready to order again. And you have up to 9 months before you would even have to do that, because you only have to order once a year to be a consultant. One order a year of 225, you're good forever. You can stay a Mary Kay. Your discount lasts 3 months at a time. So the 225 minimum can be accrued cumulatively. If you're already active and you're just having people on the sessions and they're ordering and your customers are reordering and you hit that 225 mark, boom, you're active one. That's your new active 1 month, anytime. So it's very gracious. It's not, it's not tricky or sneaky. Anytime you hit that magical 225, your active status has started over and you have 3 months where you can do anything you want. If you go past 3 months and you haven't hit the 225, no problem. You don't have to do anything, but when you're ready, maybe April, May, or June, or July, whenever, you'll place an order and that will activate you again. And now you've got 3 months again to do whatever you want. So let me tell you guys this, if you're consistently doing daily wins and inviting women to get on sessions and taking care of people, this isn't going to be something you probably have to think about a lot. Amy is not going inactive like ever. Every month she's doing things. And so the sales are coming. Myself, I've never gone inactive in 13 years because I'm always just moving forward. Whether at fast or slow paces. It's more people who aren't doing a whole lot of the activity of reaching out that have to think about, okay, am I active? Am I not? And my office watches that. My mama is the one who checks every month and goes, okay, who's in their 3rd month to where their discount's getting ready to expire. And we text you and we say, hey, just so you know, you need to grab a few items this month if you need them, or you can hit 225 this month and push your discount out further. So we're always making sure you know where you're at. Nothing surprises you or catches you off guard, because we want to take good care of you guys and make sure you have your discount as much as you want to have it. So I know that's feels a little hard to explain, but once you get it, you get it. And it makes total sense. And probably a few quarters and a few months down, it's like, all right, I understand, I'm good. We try to really take care of you and make sure you have what you need. You never have to pay full price. So, all right, lastly, a couple of things for win opportunities, just so y'all see them. This is the monthly challenge that Mary Kay is doing every month. If you not just hit 225, but if you go on and you hit 600 in wholesale for the month, you can earn some really fun accessories for yourself. And they just add it into your order. Whatever order you place that hits that 600 mark, you get jewelry or a wallet or a keychain, and they send it in your order. And so it's a fun program for people who want to go to the next level. They want to kind of grow forward a little bit. That's that. And then from monthly, you can build to a quarterly program called the Star Consultant Program. And this is where you can earn prizes every single quarter, and you get to pick the prize. They do points, and you just cash in your points on this big system where you can get anything and everything. I mean, it's unlimited. It's amazing, all the options that they have. And so being a star is a super fun consistency program. So if you're averaging a 600 a month, you're going to be a star consultant. You're going to be in the top 20% of Mary Kay. You get extra referrals from the company because they know, all right, she's moving, she's doing things, she's going to take good care of customers. So they give the star consultants the top referrals for people who, when they search for a consultant. And the contest periods are listed here. So they don't line up with month to month. They actually end in the middle of a month. So right now we're in the June 16 through September 15 quarter. And so anybody who accumulates 1,800 points from your orders, which averages out to 600 wholesale per month, which averages out to $40 a day. If you sell $40 a day, you'd be a star consultant forever. You'll earn lots of jewelry and lots of prizes. And so that's what the Star Consultant program is. You'll hear a lot about that as we come. I just like to make sure I've touched on it so you know it exists. I'll always keep you posted on your points. Okay, here's where you're at. You're on target. You're this close. Here's when the quarter ends. That's my job, is to reach out and to let you know where you're at. And then our team goal this year is to shine. I feel like as women, we can hold back and life can beat out of us our shine and our joy and our confidence. And I want us to be light. We have a business and we can shine in our communities and we can shine amidst women. And I want our tribe to do that, to shine brightly of the God colors in this world and to shine for him first and foremost. But this is where our vehicle is to do that and to connect with people in our communities. And so we want to have 7 golden girls each month who are reaching that 600 wholesale level and accomplishing their jewelry. So this month it's a bracelet. If you're a golden girl, again, that's about $40 a day in sales. I do have a daily win template of what kind of actions would it take to build up to being a regular jewelry achiever each month and to be a Star Consultant. I have a kind of a numbers that would be a good place to start for that. And then how do you make it for the long run? How do you like stay here and have a great experience? Number one, plug in with our team. We do a huddle every Tuesday night. It's 30 minutes. I try to keep it quick. You can see people, you can say hi, you can be celebrated, and we always give you some good business tips. We also have a bigger virtual huddle. That's the hour before that with other top directors and their units around the country. So it's a bigger group. We always have awesome topics and you get to learn from someone besides me. So if you're like, I like hearing other voices and people you can relate to, these are the 2 places that we every single week connect. And it's always the same logins, the same way to get into them. So put that on your calendar as much as you're able to, and you'll be able to plug in. Number 2, focus on serving. Serve, add value to others. It will come back around. You plant the good seeds and the God brings the harvest. Think long-term, doesn't have to be instant. I find here, honestly, rushing doesn't do good. Rushing is not good. Take your time, build the relationships, serve, and use lots of the products. Lots of the products. The more you use, the more you can honestly talk about and build that relationship. And that's the best way over time to be here 2 years from now with solid extra income coming in, whether Mary Kay's a big part of your life or just a teeny part. Plug in, focus on serving, think long-term with what you're doing and use lots and lots of products. And that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. That is the brain dump of all the information. Are your brains a little full? Good. Hopefully not too much. Again, I see it as our conversation walking together is really where we take all of this and we put it into work, into practice. And I absolutely love it. I love connecting to you guys and spending time one-on-one. So let me know how I can meet you there. And you have my support, whatever it is you want, whatever God wants to do through this, I'm here to walk with you and to encourage you every step of the way. And I'm happy with what you want for your Mary Kay business. So sound good?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to officially say, if you want to hang up, go for it. If anybody has a question and you want to hang on for a second, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, but I don't want to take more time than I promised. So I'll let y'all hop off if you're done.
Yeah.
Bye,
See you
EJ.
later.
See you later.
Bye.